on the big guys. Okay. First of all, from a tie position. Okay. There are obviously a number of different ties that you can do in terms of controlling tie-up position. Okay. A lot of times you want to be inside. Okay. In here. If I feel on the inside, I can attack almost at will. Okay. If the guy's inside of me, I want to try to fight in the inside position, one or the other. Okay. Or pull off a 2-on-1. Control it. Okay. You'd be surprised how many guys, even in college, don't know how to pull off a 2-on-1. For whatever reason, they do not know how to pull off a 2-on-1. Okay. Whether it's from a head tie, okay, or if we're fighting inside tie, he's trying to control right here. And I think the reason they don't do it is because they don't feel comfortable once they get it. But I tell you what, this puts this guy on the defense right now. He's on defense. And then I can attack. Okay? So maybe let's just start out with this one tie-up, set-up action. Okay, pulling off a 2-on-1. Okay, basically, if I'm out here wrestling and I'm in a good stance, whether it's a staggered stance or a square stance, you know, I want my arms in. Arms in. I don't want to be reaching like this. If I do that, I'm opening myself up for just a pop. You can pop my arms up and attack. Okay? I want to keep my arms in as much as possible. Keep my arms down. If I reach, I'm reaching with my arm that's opposite my lead leg. Here. I'm not going to be reaching that much of this. Although, I have to admit, I do it at times. Okay, I'm out here. There's times where I'm out here like this. But I do that because I feel like I can react pretty quick. And I do it more so in practice than I do in a match. If I'm out there wrestling the Russian national champion, you aren't going to see me doing this. I'll guarantee you. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be down. So I'm going to reach in. I'm coming in low. I'm reaching with the opposite arm. So, pulling off a 2-on-1 Russian arm tie. If a guy comes up and he grabs my head, okay, I don't want to stick my neck out, elongate my neck, so I'm open for like a snap down action, okay? If a guy starts grabbing my neck, I want to shrug my shoulders. Here, shrug my shoulders, keep my head up, real sturdy, okay? Just shrug it. If he's going to reach it, I shrug. He doesn't have as much now. Okay, it's going to be hard for him to snap me down. I'm going to keep my head up. I don't like, okay, if he's trying to snap me down, I don't like doing this. Then I react and he's able to attack. I want to maintain, you know, as basic as I can, as solid as I can of movement. If he grabs my head, I shrug, okay, I keep my head up. And now I work into the guy. I work into him. I grab his elbow and I work into him. And then I can pull off 2-on-1. Okay? So shoulder shrugs. And here. Being solid with your back and your neck. If I'm out here trying to snap the guy down, I want the guy to shrug and keep his head up so I can't snap him down. And then he grabs my elbow. Okay, now he's working into me. Now I'm in trouble. I want to get out of here. When I'm trying to get out of here, he can attack the leg. Whatever. Okay? Basic positioning. Solid positioning. Being able to fight off just basically a head attack. Snap down. Here. Shrug his shoulders, grab my elbow, move into me. Okay? I can't snap now. I can't snap. Okay? He can throw my elbow off. 2-on-1. He can just throw the elbow away and attack the leg. Okay? There's all sorts of things that he can do to open me up. Okay? So, shrug my shoulder, he reaches, and grab the elbow. Now I'll go ahead and force into the guy right here. Pull off the elbow. Pull off the 2-on-1. Pull it to me. Okay? Pulling it right to me. And there are different locks here, you know. Some guys go over, some guys go under. Okay? You can even get fancy and you can come in here and lock it up. Okay? Or I'm tucking it down. Elbow in, lock it up, snap the guy down. Okay, you can get into all that kind of stuff. But I'm basically just going to go out there and try to control. Because right now he's on defense. Okay? He's on defense. I can go into a fireman's carry. Okay? I can go into a single leg by keeping the arm down. Okay? Keeping the wrist hand just dropping. Okay? You see what I'm doing? When I attack, what am I doing? Again, it's a basic skill. I'm changing levels. In this instance, I'm changing levels by doing basically a split step. Here. And now I penetrate. Because he's probably going to sprawl. I'm going to penetrate into him. Good position. Okay, I was working with one of our 158 pounders yesterday, and I noticed one big thing that he does wrong is when he drops down, he drops right here. Okay, and what kind of penetration do I have from here? If a guy sprawls, I really don't have any. I took my last step when I dropped down to my knee. Okay, so what I like to see is when he drops down, just step outside, split step, here, and attack. He sprawls, I follow it through to my knee, and I'm pulling this leg in. Good head movement coming up. Okay, so it's just a basic skill of changing levels and penetrating. Don't necessarily penetrate down to the knee. If he sprawls now, you know, I'm going to do nothing but go down. Okay, real basic. So I can take a 2-on-1 off. I can attack this way, or I can just throw the arm up. Okay, from here, if let's say he's even blocking here with my head. Okay, I can just throw the arm up and come around. Even if he's not blocking, drop. Changing levels, and drop in for an attack. So, some of the basic things, again, in this technique is when the guy reaches, shrug my shoulders. Control the elbow and work into him. How is he going to snap me down when I've got control like this? He can't. He's got to feel a little bit awkward. He's not going to be able to snap me down. He's probably going to try to get out of there. When he does, he may open himself up. You know, the rules keep on changing. It's unfortunate, but they keep on changing. Okay? It used to be when you wrestle freestyle, you put your head down here, it was stalling. Okay? Now, that's what people, they do. You wrestle, ready, first thing. Right here. Seems like that's what they do. Put the head right in the chest. And, you know, I guess you have to change with the rules. You have to be able to change with the rules. Okay? Lee Kemp, who was a 3-time world champion, 3-time NCAA champion at Wisconsin, was a very successful wrestler. Basically, he was a guy that would do one thing good. He did more than one thing, obviously, but he worked off what was called the elbow tie, right here. But when he controlled the elbow, you knew he controlled the elbow. Okay, Lee was pretty strong, pretty quick, and he grabbed the elbow. He had his elbow into the side right here, which created space right in this position. Okay, he did have his head down. Okay, and he hit a lot of his attacks right from here. Whether it was a single leg, okay, or again I changed levels by doing a split step. Okay, split step, single. Okay, off the elbow tie. In this position right here. Okay, split step. Split step. And this arm is going to the leg. Okay, this arm is creating the space. This arm is going to the leg at the same time. At the same time, I change levels by doing a split step and by bending my knees. Here. Okay, then I just follow through to my knee. I continue with my penetration. And rotate on my knees, come up with good position. Okay, hands locked, head up, and I'm ready to drive into the guy. Went down to the mat. Obviously, there's a whole different way of finishing. Okay, usually I'm going to drive and come up. So I want to spend a little bit of time just doing a series off this elbow tie. Different penetration steps, different attacks, things that I do when I attack a person from a controlled tie. I enjoy getting in here, resting in this position right here. Okay, he's got, basically we have the same thing. Grab my elbow. Okay, right here. We've got the same thing. But the guy who has better position is the guy who fights for it a little bit harder, and the guy who gets head position and who's controlling this elbow. Right here. There. Now I'm in a better position right here. And this is where I'd want to be. Okay, this is where I want to be, right there. Head in the chest, pulling the elbow, inside tie. Bending my knees. Okay? Attack. 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 Okay? you're in position, as you can see, to attack in a number of different areas. Snap down. I fake like I'm going underneath the guy. Right here. He reacts, I snap. Okay? Snap down to a front headlock. You can't believe how guys react to something like that. So you can just from this one series right here, you can really teach a young wrestler a lot of the basic skills, a lot of the penetration steps. Just in that series alone, how many different penetration steps did I hit? Okay? 1, step outside, penetrate outside, attack a leg. Okay? 2, step inside, penetrate through into a knee. Coming up. Okay? Another one was a split step, outside step, bringing my hips in, stepping across. Another one, right down to my knees, here. Fireman's. Another one, I guess you can call this penetration, is if I'm in here and I decide to hit an arm throw. By switching, going from the elbow to cupping that elbow. Here. Okay, in this one I'm leaving the other leg. From here, back step. Okay? And it's important in this technique that you get a guy that weighs 60 pounds. It works a lot better. That felt pretty good. I haven't hit one of those in ages. No, so there are different penetration steps. That one is basically just a back step and right down to my knees. Okay? So there's a lot of different techniques that we can do in here, and we just break it down, and I'll go over the specifics in terms of the different setups that I'm using and how I'm getting in. And once I get in, the positioning. Okay? So I think that's real important. I think a lot of times you'll find guys that attack in high school, they'll attack, get in this position with their head down. The guy sprawls and they're hanging on. Okay? Right in this position. How many times have you seen this? That's pretty tough. To get in that position and then stop and really get your head work down. And maybe what I'll do is I'll spend some time just in that one area down there. How can we continue to finish to get the takedown? Okay, if you guys would be interested, I'll go over that. It's not a position you want to automatically go into all the time in order to score, but you should be able to score once you are in that position. So maybe we'll cover something in there as well. But right now it's real busy in terms of recruiting. We had a couple guys in from North Dakota who have cauliflower ears. This one guy, he looks like this one Mongolian I met. He's got an ear that sticks out about this far, and you can tell that he had a big right ear and the left one is perfect. I said, you must high crotch the right and single the left. He goes, yeah? How do you know? I can tell by your ear. He's always probably attacking high crotch right. Where's his ear? Okay, it's against the guy's hip. Always rubbing on the guy's hip. Or he singles left. Where's his ear? The left ear is fine. He's always doing that. I do that all the time. And it's amazing. So if you see a guy that comes out, he's got a great big cauliflower ear on the right side, you might want to throw him off, and I don't know, what would you do? If you lead the right, he's going to high crotch. If you lead the left, he's going to single leg. I guess you just got to be ready for those attacks. Watch him, he'll throw you up and hit you in the headlock and pin you. So, I guess forget that. But, let's go back to this elbow tie. Positioning, first of all, from this control tie. And I'll keep on trying to turn around so that you guys over here always don't get my better crap. Rocco's here. Okay? So from this position, elbow tie, I'm controlling the elbow and I'm pulling it in. Now, I don't even care if a guy drops down and attacks me. Okay? And I think, before I get into this, I think there are two areas that I stress to college wrestlers and I would stress to high school wrestlers that you want to try to learn and get good at. One is the ability to come up from the bottom. And I don't know who's going to go over escapes. I guess Gibbons was this morning. But being able to get out from the bottom, real important. How depressing is it to get ridden out on the bottom for 2 minutes? Okay, or get taken down and get ridden out. Then the guy goes on top and you get ridden out for 2 more. That's just demoralizing. Okay, and that shouldn't happen. Part of wrestling is, right now, unless we go into freestyle, is coming out of the bottom, being able to get out. Okay, you have to try to learn that. And there are different techniques, different skills that you have to learn at the bottom, just like there are on your feet. Another area is being able to defend your legs. The second area that I think is real important. Being able to defend your legs. Okay, whether that means keeping the guys off your legs totally, or once they get in on your legs, being able to counter. Okay, and I don't stress the word counter, but I want to see guys counter and score. So if I have a guy that's going to come in here and attack a leg on me, I want to be able to make sure I can not only keep my balance and fight him off, but then keep him in a predicament and try to score on him. Okay, that in itself is, again, very depressing for the guy that attacks the leg. And that's a whole new series of being able to fight off the guy when he's got a single leg. What types of things can you do? Okay? But from this position, just by controlling this elbow tie, okay, if a guy did drop down to a single leg, let's say, okay, go ahead, drop down. Oh, jeez. I didn't think you'd drop down that way. So you're okay. Drop. Can you go to single leg that side? I can't do this the other way though. Okay, back up. Back. Okay, if I'm controlling inside elbow here, I want to make sure that I control this thing. If he's dropping down to a single leg, I want to control it. I want to continue to pull this arm up. Because I guarantee you, he's not going to be able to take me down with one hand on the leg unless he gets me pulled over like this. Okay? So I don't want to necessarily sprawl in this case as long as I got that elbow. Okay? So I'm here, drop down, hip in. Okay? Now I can consider sprawling. I'm pulling that arm up. He's not going to be able to take me down with one arm. Now I can sprawl. Okay? I don't want to put a lot of weight on him. So just by controlling the elbow, it's good for both your offense and your defense. Okay? If he hits a high crotch, which side do you high crotch? This side. Okay. He's hitting a high crotch. Again, I want to try to control that elbow. Okay? Hip, and now sprawl. So I'm changing directions. Okay, again, I think that's a basic skill. Being able to change direction. And here, I hip in, and now I sprawl. Boom. Okay? Get my hips back. So he thinks he's got me for a little while. Right here, boom, hip in, and sprawl. Being able to change direction. I think that's real important. It's a real important skill. Okay, another skill I think that we don't really teach is one that I think Rocco does real well in watching his style of wrestling. Okay, is when a guy, let's say, what I call it is you're using the guy's momentum to your advantage. Okay, if you saw the NC2A finals 2 years ago when Rocco was wrestling this Pope from Cal State Bakersfield, Pope would be in a single leg, and he'd be in here driving. Well, Rocco fought it as long as he could. The next second, he was going. Okay? Well, while he went, he decided to go with it. Okay? And he used the guy's momentum to his advantage and actually rolled the guy all the way through. Okay? Obviously, it's something to know if you ever get in a situation like that, but it's probably not something you want to drill. Okay? Because usually, if you get in this position, you're probably going to be going down, and you're going to give up the takedown. But, like I said, Rocco is good at this type of thing, and it paid dividends for him. Okay, so that's just some of the things I do when I control the elbow. I want to pull it to me. Pull it to me. Now getting into some of the attacks. Inside tie, head position. My head's right in the guy's chest. Okay? The first attack I'm going to do is high crotch. I'm going to high crotch the side that I've got inside tie on. Okay? The setup that I'm going to use is simply to take a little back step. Okay, a little bit of a back step. At the same time, I take the hand that was on the elbow, and I decide to knock it off. I bring my arm in, knock the hand off. Because in order for me to high crotch, I want to get my right shoulder in. Okay, here. And if he's in here, he's going to be thumb blocking me. Okay, right in there. If I do this, I'm not going to be able to go right now. So when I step back, now I knock it off, and now I can penetrate in. Okay? Again, changing levels. Being able to change levels. What do I do when I do this here step? What's he doing when I do this? Okay? He's almost falling over me. And in a way, that's part of the setup. That's part of the setup when I do that. I'm in this position, boom. over me, and I want to get in hard. Like, ideally, and it's a lot easier for me to finish when a guy is, get out of my high crotch. When a guy's like this, then it is when a guy's here. Okay, so it's easier to finish for this guy if I'm like this. So that's why I'm taking this little back step. Here. Okay, now I'm in. He's standing up a little bit straighter. I'm going to stand up to my feet. If he's bending over me a little bit more, I'll lift. Okay? I think it's important to feel that, and that's something that you have to feel. Okay? You got to know. You got to bend it over, boom. You lift right away. You pop and lift. Something that you have to feel. Here, right here, I'm going up. Lift. Arm across, and it's a basic finish. Okay? And if he's standing a little bit more straight up, let's say he didn't commit himself, he didn't fall over a little at all, then I'm coming here. Okay? And I'm going to continue to come around the side. Notice the hand is locking his leg out, so it's pretty tough for him to try to sprawl now too. Okay? Notice where my right shoulder is. My right shoulder's in. And I'm actually trying to pull this leg across my body. Okay? I got in. I'm driving up this leg, pulling this leg here across my body this way. Okay? If I'm not doing that, he's going to probably be able to sprawl. If I'm up here, he's probably going to have a better chance to sprawl. Okay? So I'm going to drape my arm around the leg like this. Keep my shoulder in, my head into him. Because I'm going to try to drive him over that way if I can. At the same time, I'm doing this. And then I can just come up to my feet. Here. And see where my hands went right away? Went up to his crotch. Right here, lock. Okay. I don't want to lock necessarily down by the knee. Because he's got too much flexibility and freedom in order to fight. So again, in this position, change levels. I'm really bending my knees here. I'm getting low. Knock this hand out of the way. That's a safe, easy shot. Okay? Now continue to come up. Okay? And it's an easy lift. Finish from here. Just step in front. Pop the hip. And lift. Okay? Tell you, makes you feel strong. Okay. Does anybody have any questions of that? With that setup? Being able to, the most important thing is changing levels and being able to clear this here arm. Okay? Being able to clear the arm so that I can actually attack that side. And yeah, this isn't the only way to clear it. This isn't the only way to clear that side. I might be here. Just pop. From here, pop the arm up. And it's not like you have to pop it up in the air and then go. I mean, I'm changing levels at the same time. So actually, you know, if he's holding his hand there, and I just do this, I'm under it now. I'm under it. I can attack. Okay? I just want to get past that arm. Okay? Any questions there? No questions. Yeah. Okay. Let's take that same basic penetration step and just do a little bit different technique. Okay? I'm still going to penetrate inside. Okay? And throughout this match, let's say I've been wrestling this guy, and I've noticed that he's starting to take this leg away. Maybe I got one high crotch on him, maybe I got two of them, and he's starting to take this one away quite a bit. Okay, I didn't get it that time. Okay? Well, a good wrestler, hopefully, is going to be analyzing his opponent. If he knows nothing about him, he's going to be analyzing his opponent throughout the match. Okay? Maybe the first 3 minutes is going to go where nobody scores a point. But you tried this technique, and hey, he's getting that leg back. So then hopefully a good wrestler is going to be able to figure something out for that second, third period. Okay? Then maybe I'll do something different. In the same tie-up, I'm going to pop it, he takes that leg away, but I'm just going to drape my arm out to the single leg. Okay? And again, my hips are underneath me, my head is up, and I step up. Okay? So instead of taking a high crotch, I'm just taking a single leg. With the same penetration step, the same setup. Okay? Here. This boom. Pull pull the leg in, India, and drive. Okay? So that's, real basic, real simple, same type of thing. Any questions there? Okay. Proper, and I'm not saying this is the only way of doing things, guys. Obviously, you're going to have guys change levels and attack the leg. All right, just follow through to my knee and lock. Okay? Notice which hand I'm locking with. The hand that went around the leg is going over the hand that touched the leg first. Okay, and the reason for that, and I tell you what, I don't do it all the time like this. Sometimes I catch myself where I'm locking like this. Okay, but it's a little bit easier for this guy to break this grip. He reaches down and grabs my hand and pops. Okay, it's a little bit easier for him to break that grip than it is this one. Okay, because now if he picks my hand up, he's picking both arms up. Okay, I can finish a lot easier. But I tend not to stay in these positions real long. Okay, if I get in here, I'm not staying down in this position real long. Because I know he's going to start sprawling. He's going to start getting me in a defensive position. Coming up. Dropping down to a leg, ankle. Tripping. Okay, step out. Sometimes you don't even have to be on your knees. Okay? Sometimes I can be out here. Get tied, boom. Just drop. It's a quick drop. Okay? In here moving. Moving the hand. Pulling off a 2-in-1. Arm drag. Okay? I think that stuff is good. A lot of good hand motion on the feet. Stand in a good stance the entire time. Okay? So, just off that elbow tie, we showed a few things. High crotch step to the outside leg. We showed single leg snag without going down to the knees. Okay, just a couple more options, and then I'll move on from like the non-tie positions. What I like to do in the philosophies that I use in terms of attacking from a non-tie position. And one of the reasons I show this one is because I know it works. The duck under. Nate Carr used to do this one pretty good. And Galdarn, he caught me in it a couple times too in '83 when he beat me up for the world team. But basically all it is from this tie up again. Inside, elbow tie up, and he's so darn explosive and so darn quick that before I even knew it was coming, I was already up in the air. He basically hit it, stepped outside, and he'd come right around the waist right away to lock. And he'd have you here. Needless to say, I became a pilot that summer in about 30 seconds. And he didn't do it to me once. He was cocky and started doing it to me 3 times. I couldn't do anything. Just stop it, just one of those days. So it's inside tie, elbow control, and all I'm going to do is the same type of a step that I did for the single leg, only all I want to do is get my head underneath, and then up. Okay? Step outside, and it's up. Now my next step, in order to continue my penetration, is I want to step in front of him. Get my hips underneath the guy. Okay? And that finishes my penetration step. So if I'm here, I step out, and now I'm going to step in front of him. I'm pulling this arm down. This hand's coming around the leg. I just raise or straighten my legs out. Boom. Okay? Take him down. Or you can go to the lock. But I'm just stepping outside and then stepping across. When I step across, I'm getting the guy off balance. So the first thing that he has to think about before he can start defending himself is, I've got to regain my balance. I'm going to fall over. Okay, and by the time he regains his balance, I've got him up in the air and he's going to go down. Okay? Now a lot of my techniques when I do this, step. I want to try to get him off balance. Okay, step underneath him. Boom! Lift. Take him down, step through Turk on the way down, things like that. Same thing off of these shots. Here, I attack, step across. Same thing on a single. Here, step across. We've got to regain balance first. Okay? Changing levels, driving into them, either either drop down or finish any way you see fit. Boom. Cross. Cross. Driving into him. Same thing up this duck under. Where I step, my head is coming up. Boom. Boom. And in. I'm pulling this arm. Okay. From the over-under position, slide by, and once you get in, obviously, the position. Shoulder, head up, pull that leg across. And you don't want to stay here that long. Again, I said if he bends over you, I'm going to penetrate underneath him a little bit more and lift. Okay? He's standing more straight up. I'll come up to my feet. And that's got to be a split-second decision. Okay, you don't want to wait that long making that decision. Okay, what time is it? 25 after. How long are the sessions? 25 after? Am I going to how long? 3? Okay, good. Hitting an attack from a non-tie-up position. Okay, I said earlier, it's good to know different attacks from in here, whether it's off a 2-on-1, over-under, it's a regular head tie, whatever. I think it's good to know a position from out here, being able to attack from out without a tie-up. Okay, and there's different setups that I'll use depending on what this guy's doing. If this guy's coming after me a little bit and he's starting to reach for me, one thing I like to do is just a regular old pop. Pop. Okay? Whether I go to the single leg or whether I go to the high crotch. Basic pop, depending on, again, what side he's reaching. Okay, my cauliflower is on the right side, so I high crotch his right leg and I single his left. Okay? But if I see a guy reaching with one side right there, maybe I didn't get it this first time, so I fought in and broke away. Okay? I'm thinking that next time this guy's probably going to come to that same side. Okay, when I see him coming, pop. Okay, I'm popping, I'm changing levels, and I'm ready to hit my attack. Okay? So doing it slow, he reaches, I pop, okay, and that's all farther I have to go because everything else is here. Bend the knees. And whether you go to this leg, or this hand on the leg first, or this one, I don't think it really matters. Okay? Other than the fact that you see my hand, the way it's locked right now, I've got this hand over. And I don't know if that's that big a deal or not. If I'm going to stay in here for an extended period of time, yeah, it probably will be. But I tell you what, I'm not down here that long. I'm up. Okay, I'm up. Again, my shoulder position there, and where's my head? Pop. My head's up. My head's up into him, it's going to be harder for him to sprawl. Okay? Pulling the leg across my body again. Drive. Drop down to the ankle. Or any other finish that you want to go into. Okay? So he's reaching, whether I just go from here to the leg, okay, here, or whether I go here. I don't think it really matters. Okay? Same basic shot that we did from a regular tied position. Okay? Same type of deal from in here. Now it's just from outside. If he reaches the other side, okay, maybe I don't want him to be. I'm not ready to attack yet. Okay? If that makes any sense. Hope not. But anyway, he reaches with the right arm, pop, change, and attack. I mean, I'm being very disciplined. Okay, I'm not going to go out there and reach for my opponent. I'd like to have him reach on me. I'm going to keep out here. Okay? I see him reach. Pop. Pop. Okay? And if he doesn't reach, I can always come in here and go ahead and get my tie. Snap. If he does reach, boom. Reach the other side, boom. Being able to get underneath the guy. You do that by getting past the arm, just a little pop. Okay? Pretty simple. Also, another tie-up or setup action from out here is what I consider a touch and go. Okay? A touch and go is something that you have to understand why it works. Okay? When I touch a guy's head, what's he going to do normally? Pardon?
Grab your elbow.
Probably grab my elbow. What did he just do with his hand then? He brought it up just a little bit, right? Before his hands were down, and it's a lot more difficult for me to penetrate when his arms are down. I've got to get past those arms somehow. Okay? So if I did this, and he grabs my elbow, okay, by the time he's reaching up to grab my elbow, I'm just going to touch and go. I'm not going to come up here